write about you. Doggone it. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh, wonderful. So,
Talk to me.
how are you dealing with this? Because, this is huge, and it's not like you were schlepping before, you're Golden Globe nominated. You've starred opposite George Clooney, but this is arguably going to launch you into the stratosphere. You know what I mean? How are you dealing with this?
I mean, you sort of just take it day by day, and I'm so stoked. I'm so lucky, you know?
Yeah.
What a wild ride.
Speaking of being stoked, this comes with like a set-in fan base.
Yeah.
So talk to me about like how they received you, or have you heard anything from the fans, or how you dealing with that? Does it intimidate you or excite you?
Oh my gosh, I just thought of something so exciting.
What?
Nothing. It's just an exciting moment. I don't really get intimidated by the fan base or anything because I feel like I don't really know it very well. I'm not very involved in social media, so it's not something that I'm very aware of. I think it's great that the book has a pre-established audience. That's really nice, but I don't really know too much about it.
Okay, well then that's probably actually better because it probably helps you just focus and do your thing.
Yay.
One of the coolest things I read about you was during the casting that you were actually on purpose being kidnapped into Maine for 2 weeks, like to be dropped in the wilderness and live off the grid. Is this accurate?
No. I mean, that's kind of like a bunch of different things put together.
Mixed all together?
Yeah, but
Please clarify.
Yeah, man. No, I did study some wild wilderness skills out in like the boonies, and then I sort of realized I was like, wow, okay, that's great that I know how to make fire, but I live in an urban environment, so wow, how do I survive in a concrete jungle?
So how would you describe yourself? Do you think that you're dauntless inside, or? Definitely,
yeah. I think I'm pretty tough.
I like that.
I'm like the toughest hippie you'll ever meet.
Oh my God, what a great line. Okay, so I don't know if I'd say I'm a tough hippie. I'm definitely a hippie.
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm like, but I don't know if I'm the toughest. But one of the things that I think disturbed me about the film, which I thought was good, was the idea that your own individuality and your humanity could be dangerous to society.
Yeah.
And the other thing was the idea that you had to choose a faction. Mm-hmm. Like, I think there's a little bit of me in everything, and maybe some things are more dominant. But what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's sort of like you can relate it to life, right? Like, look at Nelson Mandela, like they threw him in jail because he was whatever. So he was in jail and he came out loving people even more. And he was different, and society was sort of surprised by that and didn't understand it and felt threatened by it. And all he was just this, beautiful sort of figure of love and light and among so many other things. Or you look at anybody in history who's made a big difference, at first they're sort of considered dangerous because they don't make sense, because they're not conforming to mediocrity. And I really loved that was a theme in this book, like diverging from the mainstream, doing something different, dedicating yourself to your own tribe, to your own passions.
The imagery that Hollywood puts out is not always so cool, where it's like you got, strong, brilliant, loving as well, with all these different things that you're, bringing to the screen, and how girls are going to sort of see themselves in you.
I hope that girls see that, it's important to do you, and it's important to not compare yourself against other people or other external things. The second that you start comparing, you just leads to despair. Compare to despair.
Agreed. And finally, Theo. Yum?
Theo's yum.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yum
that'll
town.
work.
Yum town.
I agree. He was yummy to watch. Thank you so much. What a darling.
Thank you.